Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell, like this video. That helps me to keep making videos. I'd appreciate it majorly. And alright, so we're talking about Trump and Clinton, Prince Andrew, Epstein, all that. Same thing, continuation. My theory, Trump and Clinton's rigged the 2016 election. Hillary Clinton lost on purpose, but I don't think he blackmailed her. I think they were in on it together. I think they were blackmailing people, and maybe this dude, okay, and using Epstein, was their person in that. And I think that this might have all been just a giant scheme to make a ton of money off of Brexit. I mean, that's kind of my working theory right now. Either way, I believe they fixed the 2016 election just by the numbers, okay? And I've looked at them. There's no way they add up how she could have done as bad as she did in places where she needed to do well. It had to be intentional. She lost on purpose. Hillary Clinton. So, what I was explaining in my last video, and I drew this diagram to kind of illustrate it, is that it's like the Clinton Foundation model, but just taken to like another level in terms of it's pretty genius, actually, of a way of corrupting the system and kind of remaining, without breaking laws, probably, I don't even know if that's against the law to lose an election on purpose. It probably isn't. Bribing people and stuff like that is, but even that, it's almost impossible to prove. But whatever. That's not the point of this. So, but what I was saying is that the whole reason the Clintons created the Clinton Foundation was so that it was like taking the normal system that had been in place of huge money basically peddling influence into the political process inside the country and taking it outside of the country, which is illegal. Foreign entities, foreign governments cannot affect, elections in the United States for good reason, obviously, without breaking the law. And that's how why the Clinton Foundation was set up, sort of to be outside of that. Foreign countries, wealthy foreign investors could donate to that, and then and basically buy influence through the Clintons into the American political process. This is it's the same thing, but instead of stopping at the American political process, you basically have a private equity firm, a United Kingdom based private equity firm that buys a majority stake in a U.S. lobbying firm based in New York City, founded by former Clinton aides, Doug Bannon, DeClan Kelly, and other people, okay, that influences a president, a U.S. president, to basically apply pressure to a country that depends greatly on the United States, but it's another country altogether, like Britain, the British Prime Minister, to exact what they want, which is to make Brexit happen. Okay, and I don't know how it all works. If it's only I don't know if there's the same thing that I just described here. Maybe there's another same thing like that, but the opposite, where you have the opposite of this all set up backwards, where you have a lobbying firm in the United Kingdom, a private equity firm in the United States that owns a big stake in the lobbying firm in the United Kingdom, and basically you kind of just crisscross. It's almost like Throw Mama from the Train, the movie with Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal, where he thinks Danny DeVito has this idea, and he thinks his teacher has the same idea, which is basically crisscross. You do my crime, I do your crime. You kill the person for me, and I'll kill the person you want killed. That way, we have no motive, and they'll never catch us. It's something similar. I don't know if you followed all that, but believe me, this is not my imagination. This right here is a fact, okay? Why does a United Kingdom private equity firm that's, got 73 billion dollars under management, $123 billion committed, Why does that firm take a majority stake in the U.S. lobbying firm based in New York City that's founded by former Clinton aides Doug Bann, Bill Clinton's former personal assistant, Declan Kelly, the economic envoy to Northern Ireland, appointed by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton? Why does that happen? What's the reason for doing that? Okay, there's got to be a reason. Okay, and the fact that Brexit's happening right now, and every other thing, I can't put it all into an hour, a 30-minute video. You're gonna have to just follow along. So, but I was looking at this article here, and I'm thinking about these things, and it's about this person here. Her name is Victoria Hervey or something. Victoria, she's a socialite and an aristocrat. Lady Victoria Hervey. And she dated Prince Andrew briefly for like one date in 1999. But she describes meeting Jeffrey Epstein in 2000. And getting to know Ghislaine Maxwell and becoming friends with her slightly. And even though she only dated Prince Andrew for one time, she remained like in his circle of friends. And she attended some dinner where there was very powerful people there, and not a lot of people there. Only like 10 people were there. And one of them is Jeffrey Epstein. Another one is Prince Andrew. Another one is Donald Trump. And another one is Bill Clinton. Okay? And this is in 2000, and there's only 10 people there, so she's there. There's 5, and there's 5 other people or so. Maybe there's more than 10. She says 10. But it just cracks me up that I'm thinking these things. And I hadn't seen this reported anywhere, this event, or this dinner, where both Bill Clinton's there, Donald Trump's there, Jeffrey Epstein's there, and Prince Andrew's there. So it says the socialite and Andrew, the socialite is Lady Victoria Hervey, were both invited to an intimate dinner with the pervert tycoon, not my words, the Mirror calls him that, Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton in London the following year, which is the thing that sort of cracked me up even more, because part of this story is she goes on to tell that she eventually, because she was pursuing a modeling career, ended up staying at one of Jeffrey Epstein's, many apartments in New York City, in Manhattan. That Ghislaine suggested she stay there, And so I had thought maybe the dinner was, in New York City, I mean, you have an American president and Donald Trump and whatever, and Jeffrey Epstein, who lives in New York City. But it wasn't. It's in London, and it's because, I guess Prince Andrew's there. But still, based on some of the things I'm thinking, it just kind of cracks me up. So she goes on to describe it a little bit more, and her stay at Jeffrey Epstein's. That's her there, pictured with Ghislaine Maxwell. So she explained, I already knew Ghislaine socially. She was dating Jeffrey, and they were the it couple in New York. He knew everyone. He was the most connected person. She invited me to dinner. Donald was there. Bill Clinton was there. And Prince Andrew, who I had been on a date with the year before. I felt like I was being set up with him. He was very charming. We chatted a lot. But she said she rebuffed the Duke's advances because she already had a boyfriend. There were only about 10 people at the dinner. It was super powerful people, said Victoria. Epstein was very charming. He played the host and liked to make an impression about connecting all these powerful people together. His whole vibe was about that. Ghislaine was very friendly with Andrew. They were laughing and got on like close friends. A year later, Victoria says Maxwell invited her to stay at one of Epstein's New York apartments while she was pursuing her fashion and modeling career in the States. Victoria, now 42, she described a high-rise flat which had a view of Manhattan, as sterile, and said it made her feel uneasy. She felt like she was being filmed. And she went into this apartment. She said it was like a hotel room, paraphrasing real quickly. And she gave her the creeps. Like, she felt like she was being, that there was being watched. And that's what many people have made the accusation, that Epstein was running like a blackmail scheme, and that he was basically catching a lot of these high-profile people that he would invite to his residences on camera, doing illegal things with underage girls. So she only stayed for a few days before she left, She explained, Ghislaine told me, he's got so many apartments you could stay one of them. I thought amazing. They had a driver pick me up from the airport. When I got there, I remember it felt like a hotel suite. There were no personal touches. It was quite sterile. I stayed for a week, but I started to feel uneasy. I remember feeling like there were cameras in the room spying on me, that I was being watched. I just felt it in my gut. It didn't feel right. My intuition was telling me that. I felt so unnerved I moved in with a friend of mine because I didn't want to be on my own. I didn't stay there again. Anyways, so, but this dinner in London in 2000, Bill Clinton was still president then, and there was just so few people at the event, at the dinner, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and and Prince Andrew and her and 5 others, or maybe a little bit more. But I wonder how he got there. I mean, did Trump ride over with Bill Clinton? On Air Force One. Did he take Air Force One to this dinner in London? I mean, if he's still president, he would be, right? So, anyways, and I was just looking at some of these old pictures of that one cracks me, of Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and this is from 2000. This is from the Clinton Library, according to the caption here. And initially, I thought it was at Mar-a-Lago, his club in Florida in West Palm Beach, but I don't think it is. I think it's in New York. And the reason I had thought that maybe it was at Mar-a-Lago is because there's this picture of Donald here playing tennis at his club in Mar-a-Lago. And this is right around, it says, for future U.S. President Donald Trump, picture playing tennis at Mar-a-Lago estate around the time of the party. They're talking about this party with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine and Trump and Melania. And Prince Andrew was there, okay? And this is the evening. And this is like, I don't know if this is during the day or if this is just around that time. But he's playing tennis. But this was a dinner following some tennis charity event, okay? That Prince Andrew was the guest of honor. That's what it says. Andrew was the guest of honor at the Saturday night gala hosted by the future president as part of a tennis event to raise cash for a cancer charity. Other guests included singer Michael Bolton and actor Stephen Baldwin. I mean, this is right. This is right around 2000. I don't know if this is before that dinner that I just talked about or after that dinner. And so, what's my point? Not much. I'm just, the timing of these things. I did have a point to that. It'll come back to me. So I thought this was the same time. I thought this was like the daytime, before this nighttime event. It's not, though. This nighttime party. And it's just a different event altogether, because he's got his red Mar-a-Lago hat and he's got a white shirt with the Mar-a-Lago logo on it, just like he is here playing tennis. Well, you can't see his shirt, but I believe that's a Mar-a-Lago hat. And by the way, it just cracks me up in this picture. There's a dude back here, right there. It's Terry McAuliffe. Okay, it's the former Virginia governor of Virginia. He used to be the head of the DNC, chair of the DNC, a long-time Clinton aide, and is all over the place. And he pretends to be an enemy of Trump, like on CNN in various circumstances, but he's not. Believe it. But he's there. I think this is the U.S. Open. I mean, because you see them playing tennis here, and it looks like the crowd's back in there. And this is 2000 now, right around same thing. This is 2000. This is 2000 with Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. So, what the hell am I getting at? It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thought. I had some other point. I lost my train of thought. But back to this again, this meeting in Trump Tower. I had this all wrong, in Trump Tower with David Pecker, the former owner of the National Enquirer, before it fell into financial trouble, where he comes over with an upcoming edition of a cover story about Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. And in this meeting, Sam Nunberg, the former Trump employee, comes in just as David Pecker's leaving. Michael Cohen is in the office. The addition's sitting on the desk. Trump tells him, don't tell anybody, but he said that the pictures Epstein has of Clinton at his island are even worse than Prince Andrew. But he was there to talk about Prince Andrew. And I'm just saying, all this time I thought it's not. It was about Prince Andrew, and Clinton and him are buddies, and he just thinks it's funny, man. He thinks it's hilarious that the pictures he has of Clinton are even worse than the ones they have on Prince Andrew that they intend to use to do this. That's my theory. That's what I'm saying. So that's pretty much the story there, man. I mean, it's coming up. We'll see if it gets done. Brexit, And we'll see, we'll see. We'll see in 2020. I'll keep talking about this stuff, believe me. Oh, by the way, Boris Johnson, he became prime minister July 24th. That's the day after Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt, if you think he committed suicide, or for the first time somebody tried to kill him. If he's even dead, But I would say, with Brexit, basically within, it's right there. They see it. It's within reach. If say my theory is correct, Epstein is not needed anymore. And so, and if these two families working together, okay, both Trump inside the government, the Clintons outside the government. With all the former people they used to know, all the former judges that Clinton's appointed, denying his bail, both of them working together, changing, the Justice Department policy of instituting federal executions, and on and on. I'm not going to go through it all over again. It's just not. It's so easy for them to do it, but it includes Trump, big time. Big time. And that's the story there, dude. That's the story there. That is the story there. All right, well, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.